Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Suzanne and welcome back to today's video. You guys, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. I hope you're just catching up with this weather because this weather is too much. There are floods everywhere and it's raining and etc. Just non-stop, like it was bring a little sunshine for a few minutes and then boom, it has rained. So meanwhile today it just stopped raining few minutes ago, okay, and now the sunshine is a little outside, you know, and yeah. So guys, welcome and welcome back to this channel. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. I really appreciate from my heart. And as for new subscribers, if you've come across this channel anywhere anyhow, please just click on the red subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, okay? So on the road to 1,000 subscribers, please support your girl. Just 1 minute, not even a minute, just a second to subscribe, to like, to share and comment, you know, all that. So guys, today's video I actually thought of sharing with you something very important. It's all about working or staying at home, okay? As a mom, working mom or a stay at home mom, okay? And I thought of sharing it out with you, the disadvantages and advantages. So let's start. So guys, let me tell you, first of all, let's talk about you know, all this is about when you give birth for the first time, all right? As a first time mom and you just given birth and you've been working while pregnant, also you've been working and you just given a leave, hospital leave of 3 months, and yeah, and then you go back to work. But at the same time, these private jobs are good, at the same time they're bad. But then um, you know, this government, if you're working at the government jobs, then they will give you a leave of 3 months, and in that leave you'll be paid your money, but still they will deduct that some little money from your amount, from your salary, but still they will pay you your money. But with this one of private, if you go for the leave, you're not going to have any money, okay? They're not going to pay you any cash. So you just finish your month, your leave, and then you go back to work. So it's you to choose whether you go to work, whether you just remain at home and take care of your baby. So let's talk about this. Well, actually, when you give birth, there is going back to work. It is you to choose the options. Either you go back to work, either you, because when they call you after your leave of 3 months, of course they are going to call you and then ask you whether you'll go back to work or you're going to remain and take care of your baby. But then let me tell you guys, to me as a first time mom, you see, I think it's a good idea to first take care of your baby than a job. And as for the job, you'll talk to your bosses and then you'll resume it when you see your baby is comfortable, your baby is walking, your baby is talking, your baby can run, and you know, without all those complications of the body, you know, without running, the baby is sick, the baby is that, the baby is that. That is the advantages of staying at home and take care of your baby. Secondly, you have to make sure your baby is stable with eating, that like which food does your baby like, which food does your baby does not like, and does your baby eat healthy, does your baby eat well cooked food, and is to take care of your baby, to avoid him or her from falling down all the time, getting injured all the time whenever he or she tries to get up or crawling, you know, that stage of the baby crawling, the baby can actually be falling down anyhow. He can fall on the cement, and you will have the injury, and you don't know where the baby fall when you come. Of course, the person who is with the baby can be scared to tell you where the baby fall, how the baby fall, what she was doing, where she was, things like that. So she will lie to you, I was just carrying the baby, or I was doing this and the baby fall down. And when you ask where the baby fall down, someone can lie, the baby fall down here on the carpet, or yet the baby fall down on the cement there. Or the baby knocked something very heavy, and that will be another wastage of money. You have to run to the hospital, take care of the baby, your job is waiting for you, things like that. So that is another thing. Another thing is, you have to make sure you, first of all, you feel that motherhood situation. Okay, you feel that motherhood situation, like the way, like before you go to work, you have to feel it, so that in future you will have what to say to other people when they ask you about motherhood. As first time mom, how did it go with you? Like, tell your children how did it go with you. So that is what you actually have to face, and as a first time mom. Another thing is that, to avoid all that wastage of money, you have to, why don't you stay at home and take care of your baby? Make sure, I want my baby to, I want to save that money for the first time, instead of bringing a maid to the house. Why don't you do that for yourself for the first time? At least, let's say for the first one here, you make sure your baby is crawling already. You make sure your baby is stable with food. You make sure your baby is running, is talking. At least he or she has started talking, like Maji, like I want, like water, like food, like poo, like susu, things like that. So you make sure your baby has started catching up with those things, okay, before you leave the house. Because when you leave the house and leave the maid with the baby, some maids actually mistreat the kids, okay. Some maids don't give babies food like the time you want, okay. You leave your record of your timetable of the baby in the house, but you find the maid is concentrating on the TV, only watching her favorite movies. Let's say the baby has pooped, that pamper is already wet. You understand? And the baby needs to be changed. The maid is on the TV watching the movie. Another thing, that's reached the time for the baby to have the food. The maid is watching the movie. So you see, like when the baby is removed with the pamper, you find that the baby is being left for some minutes without the baby putting on a trouser again. You see, the baby you know, can have that coldness. That cold in the house. Though we say the house is warm, it's warm, yes, but as for the little baby, you need to be so sensitive. His or her body is so sensitive for this small coldness. The baby can just have that coldness, and when you come, you find the baby is sneezing already. The baby is having the running nose, and then at the same time the baby will start coughing, and you don't know the cause of it. So that's why you have to, as your first child, that's what I can advise first time moms. As your first child, you have to go through all that. Make sure your baby is healthy, and your baby is, has grown up healthy, has started talking, has started, walking. The most appreciative, the most happiest part of a mother is to see your baby is talking, your baby has crawled well, your baby is walking well without any disturbance. That is the most prettiest part of, and the happiest part of a mother. you make sure your baby has eaten healthy, your baby has taken a bath. Sometimes another thing, when you leave a maid with a baby, a maid can wash the baby with cold water. Okay? What is the cause of that? The baby can have cold, flu, can start coughing, and you have to waste the money. Remember, you have to pay the maid. So, like I said, some maids do that. But then as a mother, that's why I advise first-time moms face all those consequences. Let me tell you, I know that there are so many hardships in the house as a staying mom. Number one, you will not have that luxury, the one you've been having before giving birth or before getting pregnant. That time when you are single, you used to have a lot of money, you use it the way you want, you can buy anything you want without anybody interrupting you, without, like when you just ask your boyfriend the money can give you and spoil you, take you out, take you for dinner, take you for a date, take you for etc. But then that time when you give birth, I'm telling you the truth, that those things of taking out will reduce. So buying you expensive things will reduce, buying you surprises will reduce, taking you out is just reduced. Okay, because now at that time you're depending on only one person, unless you are working at home. Okay, and then another consequences is being not given the money. When you ask for the money, you find that your Abby that time has changed, right? Because he will be looking at you like, you're just at home and you're depending on me, everything from A to Z, me, this, me, there, me, that, me. It is very, very annoying. But then, as long as you know what's making you stay at home, you have to bear it, because if you don't, you'll just end up you guys breaking up. As for a man, when you're asking for money, that time you tell you I don't have money. Oh, if he gives you the money, he will give you less money. Of which, let me tell you, there's this saying, as a beggar, you don't have to ask for to have a choice. Like, beggars don't have a choice. Like, you take what you're given, alright? You don't have to complain, because at that time already you're pressed. Yourself is just squeezed, okay? In the house, taking care of the baby, and for him he goes out to look for food and etc. Your work is only to take care of the baby, wash clothes, cook, do that, do here. But then at the same time, it's a lot of work. Stay at home mothers do a lot of work, all right? They do a lot of work, whereby they are also supposed to be valued. You find that even these stay at home moms, they are being neglected. Okay, when you look at mothers who stay at home, you find that they really look like house girls. Okay, they look like house helps, because when you look at them, you find that the money they are given, if you go for a budget, you find that money is very little, and you cannot even hide anything for yourself. Like, you need to buy a cloth, you need to plait your hair, you find that you've even finished one hair without plaiting the hair. That's why you find some people that they just go and they cut their hair off, so that to avoid all that expenses, to avoid all that quarreling in the house, because you want someone to go and plait your hair. To avoid all that, you just have to reduce your hair off, so that you look at least like you don't have any stress of plaiting your hair. Alright, so that's why you don't look at those women, stay at home mothers who go and reduce their hair from the salons and etc. It is because of the consequences of staying at home, because you don't have a job, at the same time you're depending on one person, so it is very, very hard. And then another thing is, staying at home mothers bring up their kids well, all right? They bring up their kids in such a respectful way. They train them very well how to respect the people, how to ask something from somebody that you don't know, how to greet people, when you want something, how to request, things like that. And then you find that their kids are properly trained than those ones of working mothers. The baby can grow up when the baby knows, I know everything is hard work pays, so let me not disappoint my parents. Because the moment the kid grows up and sees that my mother has been staying at home looking, as a small kid, that small kid is always sharp in mind. Just like a small thing like this will keep, or she'll keep it in his or her mind for the future. And he's the one, or she's the one to remind you that thing. You don't remind them. Kids are very sharp, trust me. And are the same people who say the truth. They don't lie. When the kid tells you something, that means he has seen or she has seen that somewhere. So she has, or he has a right to ask you, what is that? And your kid, and as your kid, you have to respond to him or her in a respectful way. Okay? The house, when you're in the house, like for small babies, like 3 months, you have to train him. You have to greet people, you have to say hi, you don't beat people, don't abuse people, don't do this, don't do that. So the kid will grow up with that good manner. Right? That's why you find many women these days, at least they prefer to stay at home. Bring up your kid, make your kid grow. When your kid grows at that good manner, at least when the kid has reached 3 years or 4 years, that's when you're just free. Okay, like when your kid starts going to school, okay, at least a play group, then my baby can talk, my baby can say this, my baby cannot do this. Already you have learned your kid. Okay, you have learned the manners of your kid, how your kid behaves. Like when somebody does this to my kid, I know how he or she can behave. I know what she says. He or she does not like beating people. Though they bring you that your kid is corrupt, no. But you as a mother, you know your kid, okay? So that is another thing about stay-at-home moms. Back to working mothers, I actually salute them. It's good to be hardworking, and it is very bad to be abused with your husband when you're not working. That's what is the most dangerous thing in what makes mothers to go out there and hustle and leave their kids at 3 months, at 4 months. You find the mother is out there hustling. It is very, very bad. But anyway, I value them, salute you. But then at the same time, you have to take care of your kid. Alright? But then as a working mother, they work, yes, to provide for their families and to avoid abusive husbands. But let me tell you, the you find their kids. Um, that's why many of the things shown on the TV, house girls mistreating kids, is because the mother goes to work. Alright, you find a kid has been sick next week and is taken to the hospital. This week to the hospital. Why? Because you as a mother, you don't actually feel for your kid. Okay, that's what I can tell you. At least when you get the house girl, get the house girl from your village, or get the house girl from the trusted source. Okay, that place whereby in anything to happen to your kid, you are able to go back there and ask them, why is this happening? Why is she doing this to my baby? Okay, and you make sure you leave a proper food for your baby. At least you as working mothers, when you wake up early in the morning, why can't you prepare food for your kid and leave it there and leave it with the house girls, instead of house girls cooking hand cooked food, like giving uncooked food to the kids? That is the dangerous thing about um, working mothers. Another thing is that you find that for them, they don't like being defeated in the house, and they want to be high. Like they don't want, there are some women who don't like requesting money from husbands all the time. Okay, they don't like it. That's why you find them, they still want to work. But another thing that you have to endure, the consequences are always there. Because even if you say you're working, you're already hurting your kid. Okay, you're hurting your kid. That's why you find that your kid is ever sick, your kid is this and this, your kid is this and this, the stomach ache, what etc. Though you find a proper maid, that's why you find that some kids take long to walk, some kids take long to crawl, sometimes some kids take long to talk, because you might find a quiet maid, somebody who does not talk to the baby, okay? Or maybe let's say you find that your baby is such a disturbing baby, like a crying baby every minute. You find that the maid is beating the baby, slapping the baby, When the baby cries and she's watching a movie, you find the baby is given a hot slap there and then. So you find when you come back home, you find a maid can tell you, no, the baby is okay, you'll be given a camouflage, yet somebody has just given your baby hot slaps, which is not good. As for working mothers, I actually don't. Maybe what I can tell you is that bring a housemaid from a trusted source, or either you bring your family member, because those are the only people that can bring your kid well. And that's why you find, most especially rich people, you find that their kids are the ones who don't perform well in schools, but you find that they are being taken to expensive schools, okay? At least bring up your kid a little, then you go back to work for at least 1 year, then you go back to work. That is even what the doctors recommend, because the time I consulted the doctor at Ruiru Hospital, that is what I was told. Also that at least stay at home, bring up your kid instead of giving your kid to, these days there are so many things that happen. So take care of your kid, and I know it is hard to stay at home without money, but we have to endure it. We have to go through it, because, okay, as for other mothers who have kids, big kids, they don't have problems, because the other kids can take care of the small kid. They know this time is to give baby food, this time is for baby to take a shower, we have to change baby's diaper, we have to change baby's clothes, we have to take the baby to get some vitamins under the sun. That is most important. If you have a small baby, that's why it's been said that the mother should stay with the baby for at least 1 year at home, because the baby has to get some vitamins. Those vitamins are more important on a baby's life. Okay, you have to take the baby out in the morning around 10 to get under the sun, to put the baby under the sun, because those vitamins are very, very good. The baby can get the energy, the baby can have strong bones, so that the baby can crawl faster or walk faster. Okay, so that's why it is very important for the baby to stay with their mother. Oh, auntie, that is responsible, and you make sure you don't go to work without telling her to take the baby to get some vitamins. The baby should be taken her at around 10 to sit under the sun, or around 4 or 5 to go and get the vitamins, because they are very, very important. So as a first time mom, actually I never wanted to do things on my own. That's why I went to the doctor, because I was called to go to work. And when I look at my kid, I feel so bad, because when I think of videos that roll on the internet for house girls beating their babies, it really hurts me. It hurts me a lot, and that's why I decided to just let me stay at home, no matter what, no matter I look ugly, no matter I look what. I don't have any problem. The only problem is that I eat. The only important thing is that I eat morning, lunch, supper, and my baby is healthy. Yeah. So Because first of all, I actually had saw the what happened in a hospital with another girl's baby, and the lady said she used to go to work and she used to leave the baby at the daycare, a baby of 6 months, you know. At the daycare, the baby was never being covered. You know, in the morning when it is cold, when you take the baby there, let's say you go to work around 6 or 7, you carry that baby and take to the daycare, a baby of 6 months. Remember, the baby is not yet crawling. The baby is not, you know, it's just a small innocent baby. When you take there the baby, when she used to take the baby there and the baby was being, you know, neglected, the milk is given at time beyond, the baby will wake up and cry. You know, the baby become totally sick. You know, sick. Baby was not given food. The baby grew very thin, like thin. Reduced the kilos and grew thin. And the baby was admitted in a hospital with a unknown disease, of which the baby was being tested many times and the disease was not found, which is very bad. That's why, as for mothers who have other kids to take care of their children, you're very lucky. But for the first time moms, and you've been working, I prefer you quit your job and take care of the kid. It does not really matter though you stay at home without when you're broke or what, but your kid is first. Take care of your kid and let your kid grow fast, and then you'll go back to work. Remember, they say life first, then money second. So that's what I can advise. I know men can be very difficult in the house to provide you all that you want, but you have to go through that. You have to be strong, and of course, while knowing that one day, one time, God will open another way for you, a door for you, so that you can get a job and come back to your normal way. Okay, it is hard to stay at home and requesting money all the time from your husband. A B C D, A B C D, but know that the health of your baby matters first. So that is what I know, and that is how the doctor advised me actually. And I said, why not share with you also, guys? So that's why I decided to share with you. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, and have a good Sunday. I'll see you on my next video, which that will be either tomorrow or on Wednesday. Thank you so much and be blessed.